Hello guys, my name is Siyuan Liu. Today I'm going to talk about my three example of bad UI design. Here is today's agenda. The three examples I'm going to talk about is the AirPods Pro and application called NU Go and also the Zara mobile application. The first example I'm going to introduce is the AirPods Pro. The design problems I find out is first of all, AirPods Pro didn't provide a clear instruction to use for new user. The second is there's no connection status display. For current design, you can only see the AirPods is connect or not through the pulling down from the control center here, you can see. And the third issue is the AirPods has a delay feedback. I'm going to analyze the issue through Neumann 7 principle. Um, the main principle AirPods design are against are the first provide affordance. I don't believe AirPods provide enough for affordance for the new user. Especially there's no metaphor for similar product for user that can reference. The user need to spend more time to get used with the instruction interactions way, such as tapping. And the second principle AirPods against is use signifier to indicate where and how action should be taken. As I said, there's a very small flat area. It's a touch control and it's not clear indicate user can how to operate it. And the third principle is provide good mapping between the control and system display. This is definitely no because as a user, I still have a trouble mapping the interaction such as tapping. And with the last principle against providing feedback about correct or incorrect inputs. Um, um, the AirPods has delay feedback. Sometimes I'm really not sure the AirPods is connected or not. So the recommendation I make for improvement is first add a connection status on the top on main screen, like the prototype I did here. It clearly stayed connected. And the second recommendation I make is make the press area larger. And that indicate user can press it to operate um, the function of AirPods. The second example I want to introduce is NUGO. This app is supposed to be a shortcut for Northeastern students to allow them check their class schedule and the meal plan balance. But this application is super buggy. Actually, I cannot log into this application anymore. And this page is when you first tap on the you go application, it will say please wait while the data being loaded, and this page take forever. Actually like 10 minutes, but and there's no like progressive bar to indicate how much data it already loaded. And when you enter this application, you want to submit some user feedback. First of all, this form doesn't work anymore. Second of all, there's no back button to back to the main page from the user feedback page. I want to analyze through the Nielsen 10 principle. The issue is against the principle of helping user recognize, diagnose, and recover from error, because without the progress progress bar, the user cannot self-diagnose what is the primary reason to cause unable to load data. For example, if you have a progress bar, you can see is the connection, a user can diagnose is the connection bad or is there's no data loaded at all. And also it also against the principle of error prevention. This application is super buggy. As I mentioned, I cannot log into this app anymore. And also the user don't have freedom and control for this application because there's no back button to exist, and it's not allow user to undo and redo the actions. The recommendation for improvement I made is first adding a progress bar here on the main page to indicate how much data is already loaded. And the second recommendation I made is add a back button on the user feedback page. Also, the form also need to be fixed in order to allow user to submit user feedback. The third example I want to introduce is Zara mobile application. The design problem of this application is first, there's no navigation index on the home page. You can see there's a navigation here to indicate which page the user currently in by scrolling down and up. But this page also allow user to swipe left and right, but there is no like index bar like that to indicate which page they are looking for. Actually, swipe left and right supposed to like allow user to check different category of Zara news. For example, now the page is menswear. By swipe left, you can see women's wear page, but there's no indication by that. And it's also spend me lots of time to figure out its indicate different category. And also during their shopping page, you can see there's a super small add to cart button here on the middle. To analyze through the design principle from Norman's seven principles, the issue for Zara mobile application is are follow. First of all, is against the principle of using signifier to indicate where and how action should be taken. As I mentioned, there's no horizontal index navigation to indicate which category user is currently looking for. And also, the small add to cart button make the online shopping experience not discoverable because the user even barely notice there is a very small button on the middle. It's also not aligned with the user habit. For example, the majority of users are right-hand user. For the convenience, the add to cart button should be on the right corner instead of right on the middle. The recommendation I made for improvement, first of all, make the add to cart button larger and noticeable on the right corner. And also add a horizontal index navigation on the home page. For example, you can see it's same style with the vertical index, and this clearly state we are currently looking for the main category. Thank you so much for listening my presentation, and please free to leave your comment. Thank you.